we've been fed lies in our entire lives. Like, I hate when people say you can do anything you want. I hate when people say you can be whatever you want. I hate when people say there's someone out there for you. No, there's not. And no, you can't.
That's your...
No, that's the reality, because when you live as such, you're left like, why am I having a poor outcome? And it's really because what you think you have the choice of, is it possible? Hell, anything is possible. But the odds are like winning the lottery. And if we know how the lottery works here, right? I don't know how many millions of people play. Only one person wins. But for some odd reason, it gives the illusion of hope, which is like a disease. And then people just think that they can be the lucky one too. No, you can't. No, most likely you won't. So when we understand that, then that's going to make us understand, hey, look, that woman over there, guess what? She was able to find a rich man that loves her right. Most times it's not that way. Mm-hmm. Hey, that man over there, he thought that girl was going to treat him right or be what he wanted her to be. Most likely she won't. So when we understand that the reality is the odds of what we are, desire, like they gave us the paradox of choice that we can have and achieve any type of relationship, is not true. But it's funny, like when I think about it with proven concept, I also feel like a lot of things have fell off. Like marriage back, if we go like, 1,000, 500, 300, 200 years ago, marriage worked because there was even exchange, right? If it wasn't the partner, it was the partner's family or someone within that family. Somebody was putting in some type of equal value, right? But now we got this new theory of marriage where it's just love based, right? Where it's like, okay, if you make me feel some type of way, then that means that we can last longer or whatnot. But then 9 times out of 10, your feelings going to be shifted and changed for many different reasons. Sometimes you only feel this way because this person can provide certain lifestyles for you. When that person loses their job or for any reason why the finances run tight, they can no longer provide that lifestyle for you. Now, all of a sudden, the way you feel has changed. But if we really go back to the foundation of things, then I think proven concept works. But at this point in time, modern dating in totality has no structure, has no foundation, and really has no real theory. We have no real studies, because everybody who's really living in this modern day world of dating is probably like 21 to 29.
I think it all just goes down to convenience, honestly. Back then, it was just more convenient to be with one person and to just live your lives as a happy mother, father, couple kids home. And now it's just it was just easier to do. It was a simpler lifestyle. And now we're just overstimulated. We're looking at this, we're looking at that, we're seeing these girls, those guys, like, and we're traveling more. We weren't, a lot of people that never even left the hood before. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm about to go to Atlanta, even if you've been in motherfucking Hartford all your life, and now all of a sudden, because everybody traveling, you want to go to Atlanta. You want to, like.
But look, here, check this out. Proven concept that having multiple wives works. This is not, but this is not like the non-proven concept, or I guess I'm gonna say non-proven, but one of the oldest religions promotes polygamy. This is a fact.
Somehow, yeah, but now everything is out in the open.
No, because we are saying we're overstimulated, right?
Yeah, but now everything is out in the open. So even if a woman didn't know, if a man was a great man and leaving and going to work, but his job didn't require for him to be at work for 10 hours and he could go and have another life at that time. Nope, everything is not being like, you can't be like, oh, I can see on your phone that you're not at work. Or, oh, somebody just posted a video at Walgreens and I saw you in the background holding hands with somebody. Like 40 years ago, that wasn't happening. So now everything is getting more difficult because everything is more.
Do you guys think it's FOMO?
I might say so. Fear of missing out.
No, do you guys think it's FOMO? Like you fear you're going to miss out? Because I'm trying to think of it from an objective.
Fear of missing out of what?
So like you in this house, you've been with this person for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. The gram is popping. The streets are popping. Like, yo, what I'm still doing, like,
now your life
I'm about to start.
That is a weak individual that chooses divorce because they feel like they're missing out on the street.
Why do they have to be a weak individual, though? Why can't people just respect other people's feelings?
No, but I'm married, but I I have a fear of missing out.
No, not even missing out, but what if missing out is more of, okay, I'm in a marriage that's not taking me to places that I feel like I should be going. What if I feel more stagnant, or what if I feel like I'm not able to do the things that I see people surpass? Like, I do want to be a multimillionaire. Why is it that I'm watching everybody be a multimillionaire and I feel like, okay, is it just because I'm content in my situation? It's okay to feel that way, to see everybody else progressing around you and then just feel, okay, you know what, there's something stagnant going on in my life and I'm watching everybody, hit milestones and milestones. And sometimes maybe that's the reason your relationship doesn't work. It doesn't have to be because of that person. You want to leave that person, because.
Well, I was just going to ask, like, is that stagnant, like, aspect of your life because of your relationship?
Sometimes it can be. Sometimes a person can be so content and like, they don't have as, like, I know that I've dated people that weren't as big of dreamers as me, or people that were afraid to just take a chance or make an investment or do this and do that. And sometimes you're with someone who's going to make let's just be safe. I've seen couples grow for years. I mean, I've seen long lasting marriages and relationships, but I'm like, yo, that person used to be like, that person really could have gone far, but instead they ended up taking the safer route.
But do you wait, hold on. I have a question, but is it like to a point where you start looking at outside of you so much that you become dependent of outside of you? Too. Like, I think there comes a time where, okay, you might want to be a multimillionaire. That doesn't mean your partner wants to be a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? I think sometimes we get stuck on our goals and projecting our goals into our partners. So if that's your goal, that's like your responsibility.
So do you stay with that person that you're not?
Well, no, like you don't. Like, I think that's when you take inventory and say, am I projecting what I want into my partner? Maybe that's not what my partner wants.
Those are also not after marriage conversations.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't even be married at that point.
But why is it that, like, I mean, my thing is this: when people are in a real healthy situation, you're in a good situation, right? Your spouse loves you, they treat you right. You may not be a multimillionaire, but you have a decent way of living. And then you see the outside world, and then you bite the apple. And once you bite the apple, out of nowhere, you're the disease in your house. And now you want to be a multimillionaire. Now you became stagnant. Now your spouse isn't doing enough. And now your relationship is hindering you. But if you never saw and compared your life to those whoever else that you're seeing, you would be happy.
Can I answer that with really one simple, and I'm not saying that I agree with this, but I think the response is, when you know better, you do better. And so I think that sometimes when the haze clears and when, the scales come off your eyes, you're like, oh, shit, I've been out here fucking around for a long ass time. I need to be doing something more. I need to be doing X, Y, and Z. So again, these are not post-marriage, conversations, but I think that is like the very easiest way to respond to that.
And my response to that response would be no, because I've heard it and sometimes and I agree, but my response is it's like I understand when you want to do more, and if you know better, you do better, right? But we have to understand that more is greed sometimes. When you have something good, you don't need more. You can want more, you can desire more, but you don't need more. And 9 times out of 10, if more was really for you, you would have already been on that path. You would have already been on that journey. A lot of people lose everything chasing more, right? I'll give you a random example. A lot of people go to the casino, right? I was a heavy gambler at one point. It's not that I never lost. It's not that I never won. I actually won all the time. I hit every single time I went to the casino. The problem was I never stopped. So when I never stopped, by the end of the day, I was in the negatives. So that's how I feel like people look at life and people look at, their life in comparison to.
You hit all the time.
You always won.
Exactly. I won every time.
But you don't stop.
But I don't stop. So you end up losing it all. Because when you have enough, you never realize what's enough because you're always thinking you can get more.
So after you win, you end up putting it all in like I'm all in.
When you win, you keep playing because the winning is if you get a little bit of a reward for doing something, you're gonna think there's more reward.
Give up though?
I'm not telling people to give up.
Don't dream big. Don't strive for more.
No, I'm telling people
the person that you're with over your own feelings.
I'm telling people understand when you have something good and understand what you don't have might be for your benefit.
I understand that.
And when you understand that, then people might stop. I don't believe in dream chasing if you wasn't a dream chaser. Like, you just don't turn on the switch and then risk everything. Now, sometimes it does work, but again, very, very, very few people make that work, make that transition. Most
A
people
lot of people
fail.
do a lot of different things